Hi, I'm John Garfield. I have Beverly Lewis. Yay!
Hi.
We are recording a little intro for the Heart Plan, and we've got some slides, and we're going to do it conversationally. How are you, Beverly?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about the heart plan. I'm excited about the people that are coming in and launching into the fullness of their destiny.
Yeah. So Beverly we have known each other for a number of years. I forgot how many, 10 or so. And Beverly went through both classes, two 8-week classes. One was the Heart Plan, the other one was Seers and Doers. And then she got so excited, she has her own version of the Heart Plan, maybe a little more emphasis on women, but they both have a sort of a business flavor. And so that's why Beverly's on the video, is because she teaches the Heart Plan herself as an affiliate. So we're going to rattle off a few slides here and hopefully in about 15 minutes give you a good overview of what the Heart Plan is all about and what you can expect when you take the course. So it's on Zoom, but more than the mechanics, we want to kind of walk you through what the Heart Plan is. So this is the first slide. Starts September 13th. I think Beverly starts the following week. So it
Yes.
starts next Friday for our group. And by way of introduction, I just want to mention why we do all this stuff. And we'll have these slides on a downloadable PDF with the links working. So when you see this video, you'll probably have an opportunity to look at the slides. We're not going to walk through. This is a busy slide. We're not going to walk through every detail, but I want to make one simple point, and that is there's something going on. There's something in the wind, and that is I call it reformation, but there's this grassroots, organic, contagious reformation, and it all starts with knowing what God wrote in your heart, or giving yourself permission to pursue the desires of your heart. Now, just so you know, that's what makes a great business, is when the guy running the show is excited about what he's doing. That's what makes him like his customers. That's what makes the business successful. And in fact, that's what makes life successful. So we've got some characteristics of the kinds of people we're helping. It's I wouldn't say a narrow band, but there's a certain kind of people that are attracted to this. And so we're not selling as much as kind of shopping for who this might benefit. So how many of you know we all have a swamp of problems or obstacles to deal with? And the way out is understanding your purpose. So when we say connecting with my own heart, what we're really saying is we're connecting with what the Father wrote in our hearts. And it's that sort of Matthew 63 principle, is when we put him first, or the kingdom first, he puts us first. So it starts with understanding my own purpose. And that's sort of the solution to the swamp. When I understand that purpose, that's a dynamic that puts me in a position to solve my own problems. So this Heart Plan is not like therapy or counseling. It's simply helping you connect with your genuine purpose. Any expansion on that, Beverly? I don't want to do all the talk.
Yes. I feel like people are familiar with the concept that we are spirit, soul, and body. You know, that we have
Yeah.
that we're a triune being made in the image of our Father. But when it comes to business, and I've worked in the marketplace for many, many years now, decades, and felt called to the marketplace. But whether you're called to the marketplace or nonprofit or a ministry that you want to launch, or whatever it is that you're doing, most of us, since we're kids in school, are trained to function out of our intellect. It is much harder when John talks about connecting with your heart. It's really putting things in order. It's getting the connection with your spirit, that it comes through your mind and then becomes action. So I find this is so very practical. It's such a practical way to get clear, because I find that whether we get beaten down by just the humdrum of doing what we have to do, and lost our vision or whether you've been through transition. There's a number of circumstances that can cause us to really get disconnected from the big picture and who we are. And it's so cool to see the clarity that comes. It's like the fog lifts off your brain and you start to have confidence in making decisions because of that connection with your heart or your spirit.
So that in conjunction with the fact that God is tapping people on the shoulder and inviting them into a, this transition or this different thing. I just believe there's a bow wave, particularly of businessmen that are being invited into kingdom to make a difference. We're here to change the world, and it starts right here, and then it goes to our business and our community and our state and our nation. But it's something that's going on around the world, and people are being invited into it and don't know exactly what to do with it. I mean, so that's the whole motivation for this course. And I want to suggest that it goes from our individual lives to a business, if that's relevant. If you have a business, there's this concept of having a business plan that fits with sort of the scheme of the kingdom, and then there's this concept of redeeming nations or reformation of nations. So this stuff has great content, but it's also really a series of heart experiences, and that's what really gets the results. I would say that's what unique. So when we say connected versus disconnected in terms of hearts, we say they're connected. It means they're connected with what's in their heart. So those people, and you have all seen them, or carry something like a spirit of enthusiasm. They're excited about what they're doing, whether it's business or whatever. And the reason is they have tasted some results. And there's an authenticity about those kind of people in terms of, their expectations are rooted in results. They have, tasted and seen something, and they're instinctively better. And you contrast that with someone that's kind of driven and performance oriented, and they have this, intellectual approach to life that's filled with bravado and accountability and willpower and trying harder. And it frankly makes everybody tired. It's wearying. Yeah. So 5 superpowers from knowing your purpose. 1, I'm having fun. It's really, when I'm in touch with my own heart, nobody else has to motivate me. I'm energized by that. And there's a spontaneity that comes from it, or a creativity, and it causes us to go the extra mile, to exceed expectations. The other thing I like about it is just this box right down here is once you can hear or see what's in your own heart, that's when you become a candidate to be able to sort of discern what's in other people's hearts and be able to hear them. There's a huge relational benefit to being connected with your own heart. It allows you to connect with other people's hearts. And that's what makes a great manager. That's what makes a great team leader. That's what makes a great business leader. So the bottom one is, many of you are called to be leaders in your own tribe. And it starts, being a good leader means that you're the hero that sets captives free. And when you think about the theory of story or the narrative of any movie or any great book, there's always a hero. And that hero has one chief characteristic, and that is he helps people. He sets captives free. So it's a lot of fun to be connected with your heart. The other thing is when you put that in the context of, life, there's this thing going on in kingdom business where being entrepreneurial, or when I say that, I mean creating value for other people. Now, you can do that through a job, not just through a business, and you can be, for example, in the education mountain, you can be a teacher, you could be in politics, you could be in medicine, journalism, family, any mountain the same is true. When I'm creating value for other people, that's the definition of hero. That's the definition of creativity or entrepreneurial. I'm connected with my own heart, and there's fruit from it. So the next thing that happens is those people prosper. There's cash flow. Their checkbooks are fatter for a reason. And they have the opportunity to make an impact. And for a believer, that means doing what the Father's doing. There's this opportunity to cooperate with what's going on in the kingdom, and there's some visibility associated with it. There's some promotion associated with that that's very healthy. Genesis 12 talks about, I will make your name great. That's going on right now. And that's one of the reasons you're being tapped on the shoulder. And the last one is your legacy. That we're all in this business of reformation of nations. We're in the business of making the world a better place. Any thoughts on all that, Beverly?
Well, I do want to just say about reformation. Sometimes people hear that, and it's such a big, lofty term. And I know that I have to say that until recently, I would hear that term and I would think, well, I don't really know how I fit into that. But the reality is you fit into that when you are plugged in to what your purpose is.
Yeah.
You automatically fit into that. And sometimes we think we're being selfish to pursue what God has written on our hearts, that we, and you might not think, well, I don't really have the vision to change Europe or to change the US, but that is how God is doing such a big work, is on a grassroots level. So your part in it is really to get plugged in to your part. And then the big picture happens, because that's the way God works it out.
So the distance, once you connect with your own heart and start seeing, what's going on, sort of the kingdom within you in one respect, it's a short step to do the same thing in your business. See the kingdom purpose for your business or your job or whatever. And it's not that much farther to be able to have eyes to see what's going on in the world. So, and especially in the political realm right now, God's doing some great things, and scales are coming off our eyes to see it. So that's one thing that really excites me, is just this whole idea of impacting nations. So when we go through this class, it's the slide's entitled The Language of Heart. It really is a series of heart experiences. There are two classes, the online heart plan over on the right side, and Seers and Doers is the prayer sister of this course. So they're each 8-week courses. So we want to kind of focus on the first one on the right-hand side, and it starts with just permission slips to dream. So Beverly, walk us through your version of these experiences.
Well, the permission to dream is really stirring up your vision. God is a creator, and he has given us the ability to create through our words and through our actions. And it's really getting really clear on what that is and getting free to do it, freeing yourself to do it. And then the confirmation comes through the prophetic. And here I know you're going to talk about the hearts of fathers, and I could say the heart of mothers, but that's what John talks about. You're the hero. He described that there's a hero in the story, and you're the hero in this story, and we're the guides to help you find your way. And again, a lot of people that come through this course, in fact, are very successful already, but they know there's more. And really, in the kingdom, there is always more. And being part of this tribe, coming to the Heart Plan, you're with people who, in my opinion, you can get confirmation from a very unique perspective, because, so usually you have people who who encourage you in your business realm. And then, you've got your people at church or in your Christian community that pray for you and lift you up. And yet they don't really know what you're doing over here in your business. So it's really hard for them to pray directly into your vision. And that takes place in the Heart Plan. So that's where the confirmation really comes from the Father, but we guide you to that place where you can feel the confirmation. And that all works with collaboration, with hearing from other people that understand you and know where you're going. And that collaborative spirit it's synergistic, where it's honestly almost explosive what happens when people really see you, and really understand your call and can speak into that with resources, with connections, with prayer, with practical and spiritual support. It's amazing. And then it goes to the next step of implementation. And that's one of the things that's unique about this, is the whole cash flow aspect, the financial sustainability and the multiplication effect. We actually help you get a very specific written plan that's like on an Excel spreadsheet. It's very, very practical.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you take your, wrestle down your life purpose, get it in a plan with goals. We even have a mind map, and it takes on a business plan format, and you share that with other people, and they can resonate with it. That's very encouraging. You realize that, hey, maybe you're onto something. And then when you see your own plan and realize that, you sort of convince yourself that, hey, this might work. So there's great content from a teaching standpoint in the course. The sweet spot is having a tribe of people to go through it with. And the very best part, the reason we do all this, is the results. So that's the bottom line. There's a sister set of experiences with seers and doers, but we recommend going through the heart plan first. And I want to just put this all in context, is that the heart plan course gets you a clarity of purpose, path forward, cash flow in a plan, like a business plan. That's the first 8 weeks. Then we have a second course that helps you navigate sort of the prayer part. And we call that the courts of heaven and the council of heaven. It's just the concept of becoming a son or daughter, and seeing what's going on in heaven and being a part of bringing that back to earth. It's the principle of on earth as it is in heaven. And the third phase after that second 8 weeks is we just have an option to maintain involvement in the tribe. Nobody that's gone through these courses wanted to leave the tribe. They made friends. They became one another's allies, encouragers, supporters. So people join for the content. It is life-changing. They stay for the community to implement it. And then the sweet spot is getting the results and sharing it with other people. Becoming a hero that sets captives free. So all of you have your own tribe, and this is instrumental not only in getting our act together, but in helping other people inherit their land, their business, their theme in life. So starts September 13th. Anything you want to say in closing, Beverly? Did we forget anything?
I don't think so. I just want to say I've taken a lot of courses. I'm a coach myself, and I've worked with other coaches. I've taken courses and gone to workshops and, done all the education and information. But I just can't emphasize enough that this goes way deeper. You don't need more information. Everybody, we all have plenty of information. We need change. We need very practical activation and application of what we already know, and that's what you're going to experience.
Yeah. So that slide had my email and phone number. So there are links you can go to on if you want to enroll. The easiest way is just onlineheartplan.com. But you're welcome to contact either of us. And let me just show you the price points. What we say, this is on onlineheartplan.com. So we're suggesting the online heart plan as a place to start. We do have an introductory course called Scaling Up to a Wealth Mentality. We make the material available in the heart plan for $300. What we recommend, however, is the heart plan itself includes personal help. So people do get stuck occasionally, and when they do, we hop on the phone. So this course at the $1,000 level includes 8 weekly Zoom calls, and then my experience with the 20 or so we had in the course the first time is about every other week it takes a phone call just to stay in touch and to help people uh, move on to the next level. So it has a real personal touch, and the opportunity to be on the Zoom call with the same people every week leads to tribe. And that turned out to be a pretty big component. It's not like we just turn you loose and everybody helps everybody. It's not quite that, but there's something about seeing other people go through the same kinds of, fuzziness to clarity transition and having the opportunity to support one another. One thing that happens that you would not anticipate is when you see the reality of what God has put in someone else's heart, you can't help but respect them. And then there's a short step to falling in love with them. And that's what happened in this tribe is people began to appreciate what was in the other guy's heart, and then they began to fall in love with one another. So there's a huge enthusiasm for tribe among the course attendees that I did not have anything to do with. It just, we were all dancing around the fire and this golden calf jumped out and people loved it. So I want to give you a personal invitation, onlineheartplan.com. Have any questions, feel free to contact Beverly or myself. Beverly does have another separate course, so there are two of them at least going online, going at the same time. So join us. It's well worth it.
And by the way, let me just mention my website is beverlyspeaks.com if you need to contact me. But either way, it's wonderful. You are so highly valued by the Father, and I hope you value yourself enough to know you're worth the investment of time and money to be your very best.
Yeah. So even if you enroll in my course, I'm going to give you an option to join Beverly's course, just because it's nice to have the balance between, a group led by somebody with testosterone and one led with somebody that looks good.
Thank you, John.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Beverly.